Iranian architecture started the adaptation to the forms of Islamic religious buildings after the Muslim conquest of Persia in the 7th century. Calligraphy arts, stucco work, mosaics, and other architectural elements draw the character from Islam religion itself and from the local cultural traditions of Iran. During the 11th to 14th century, Iran becomes one of the most important cultural and artistic centers in the Islamic world and demonstrates great ingenuity and technical construction skills. The valuable beauty of geometry, a combination of art and science, became a powerful tool in Persian architecture. Sacred places express the manifestation of divine order, harmony, and beauty. Persian architects used geometry as a sacred tool to interpret and connect to the world spiritually. The ornaments used in mosaics, one of the most distinguishing forms of Islamic art, are generated from a simple geometric form of a circle and square that are combined, arranged, duplicated, subtracted to create a unique, complex, and abstract pattern with infinite freedom of imagination. We can see this ornamental geometry pattern was applied to many mosques built during the 11th to 14th century, such as Jam Mosque of Yazd mosaic pattern shown here, and Jam Mosque of Isfahan interior space that has a structural geometric ornament that we can see on the walls. Geometry was a great tool for the construction. Dimensions, height, weight of materials, and other structural elements were calculated through math, geometry, and physics to create firmness for the building. Iranian mosques were following a 4E1 side plan, with a large courtyard in the middle, Qibla wall, mihrab, and minaret. On the side plans of Jam Mosque of Isfahan, Khoharshad Mosque of Mashhad, Jam Mosque of Yazd, we can see similar planning and similar structural elements as well as a reference to the earlier president of the House of the Prophet. The structure elements that were commonly used in architecture at that time were domes carrying the space of mihrab and serving as a symbol of the heavenly sphere above the earth, arches and vaults that are repeatedly used throughout the space to symbolize the hierarchy and serve as a portal between earth and heaven. And we can see all of these three elements present in Jam Mosque of Isfahan, Khoharshad Mosque of Mashhad, and Jam Mosque of Yazd. Specific geometric patterns on the architectural elements, their structure and placement play a symbolic role in the Islamic architecture of Iran and have a higher connection to the spiritual belief and laws of Islam. Domes, arches, and vaults were used to create a large feeling of scale and creation of simple and massive forms. From these three examples shown here, we can see the similarities in mosque structures and decorations. Vaulted halls are highly decorated with half domes on top of them. Qibla walls and ornately decorated mihrab are fully covered in colorful mosaics. The entrances of the mosques are crowned with a pair of minarets pointing towards Mecca. With the geographical placement of Iran, building materials such as sand, rock, and clay were widely available in the region, which made brick the common building material. During the 11th to 14th century, a common building method in Iran was the brick construction of walls and domes with plaster and mosaic layer on top for decoration. The idea of unity and timelessness can be seen in Iranian mosaic pattern along with the symbol of God's creation and higher order, presented in the beauty and harmony of the geometrical ornament. Each of the geometric elements complete a harmonious configuration of proportionally related elements, which gave a sense of movement to space and was aesthetically pleasing. Shah Cheragh building has an exceptional mosaic work made out of mirror glass. On the picture shown here, we can see how the detailed work of mosaics play with light. Commonly used in Iranian mosque decoration during 11th to 14th century, makarnas were covered in colorful tile, small pieces that would come together to form a mesmerizing complex geometry ornament, symbolizing unity and order. From the examples of Jam Mosque of Isfahan, Shah Cheragh, Khoharshad Mosque, and Jam Mosque of Yazd, we can see that makarnas as well as mosaic tile work were widely used as an architectural element during that time frame. A symbolic language of Islamic ideas was represented by many geometric patterns that can be easily understood by regular people. Domes, arches, and makarnas vaults richly decorated with colorful mosaics and recognizable structure elements for the Islamic architecture of Iran during the 11th to 14th century. Delightful mosques architecture stood the test of time and got worldwide recognition for its beauty.